Right, let's now bring in Clement, the Director General of the Nigeria Hydrological Services Agency. Thank you for joining us on Newsnight.
Thank you for having me.
Well, here we are again. Every year you give out, this warning, flood warning, and one wonders how much impact or difference it makes in the final outcome when the rains have come and gone. You've challenged the federal government and states to take action. What kind of action should they be taking?
Once again, thank you for having me. We wouldn't like to have this to be an annual ritual, that year in, year out, we come out to make proclamations of what are likely to happen in the course of the year. Like was mentioned by the Honorable Minister of Water Resources, Engineer Joseph Usel. The state governments have been alerted on this. And like we are asking about what should the federal government
and the states be doing. Yeah.
You see, the flood incident occurs at the states,
right,
at the communities. Earlier in the year, in February or thereabout, yes, the Meteorological Agency, which is a federal agency, has already given its own prediction about the amount of rainfall to expect, locality by locality. And my own agency, the Nigeria Hydrological Service Agency, has also come out to make its own statement, translating some of the things that NIMET said, using some of the things they said about the rainfall and other natural parameters, geology, hydrology, land use pattern in the country, river systems, to make a prediction about the flood. So we expect that the state government should take proactive measures to ensure that some of the things that we have said should not come to be. It really doesn't give us pleasure to say that when we say this place is going to be inundated, and truly at the end of the day, it gets inundated. We have already spelled out what should be done to avert such.
And that's what we'd like to know. Great.
For instance, there are little drainages within the cities, within the community that need to be cleared, deseated. After each round of flooding in a year, you will see the signature of flood. It can be seen on the trees, by the river banks, on the building structures here and there. It is telling you this is within my own boundary. Don't do anything within this threshold. The flood will define its own route. This place belongs to me. It could be maybe 50 meters by the river bank, the banks of the river. Whatever is standing within such a perimeter should be removed from within the banks of the rivers. Houses that are blocking the waterways should be removed. Then block drainages. For instance, people normally go for medical checkup. Some may do it even more than once in a year. After each flooding cycle or rainy season, we should begin immediately, even during the dry season, to clear the drainages, because all kinds of rubbish are being transported, deposited here and there during the course of the rainy season. We do a kind of total overhauling of our environment, just as we take care of our bodies by doing medical checkup. So remove such that are within the flood plains or the river banks, deseal the drainages. Small drainages within your environment, small rivers within the states should be deseated, clear them of debris, so that there will be clear waterway. And then also non-structural method, like what we are doing here, what we did today also to inform Nigerians. Enlighten the people. Some people are living within the river banks or within the flood plains. They do their businesses in those areas. Maybe they can be doing it in the daytime, at night time, or in the afternoon time, in the daytime. At night, they should relocate, move to another locations, because to do their businesses within such an environment. And also, not to have such places as their habitation. I know that some years ago, 2014 or thereabout, NIGER said to inform us that they have wet housing and dry housing scheme in the state, whereby houses are provided. During the dry season, you can go down to the river bank, the houses are built for you to do your other fishing.
Let me comment here, Dr. Nza. You said it's not a thing of joy to do this every year, but I think that it's not enough that your agency and NIMET should do this even daily. Weather conditions and even flood, reports are given almost on a daily basis. People don't go out in other parts of the world without knowing the weather will look like. So ideally, if I think perhaps we should start asking if you desire some kind of help from the government that will help you, so that we don't start having this, as they say out there on the street, the fire brigade approach, more or less. How can we be much more proactive? Are there means whereby yourself and NIMET can inform Nigerians on a daily basis what the weather outlook will be?
Okay, for instance, the Hydrological Agency, the issue of flooding has a period, especially although the issue of climate change has even aggravated the whole issue. Before, it used to be between July, August, and September. But these days, even as early as April, even as late as November, we experience flooding in Nigeria. Now, let me talk about NIMET. Has been given information always on daily basis, not always, but on daily basis. NIMET gives you weather releases on daily basis. Like I mentioned, ours is usually during this particular period of the year. Right. What we normally issue weekly reports ahead of time. Yes, we do that. We issue weekly report, which also is always escalated to the presidency.
How do you send them out? Because if I'm unaware about your weekly report, yes, and I'm a journalist, I doubt if the man or the woman in your home state is aware that you have released that report. So don't you think that there are more things to do to ensure that that report gets to everyone? Okay,
maybe like you asked me, what could the federal government to do for yes, my own agency, yes, and maybe with NIMET? Now, our agency was working or have been working on developing an app, which not only those of us who use Android can use, but any kind of telephone you use, you'll be able to access messages on hourly basis about what will be the weather. If you understand wherever you are, you can ask trigger, send a code to a platform. It will tell you what you should expect in that environment. So we are about to perfect that particular app, a flood mobile app. Yeah. But for NIMET, I'm certain we know that they have their release every day for weather.
Okay, great. Very quickly in 30 seconds, because we have to let you go. The issue of tree planting, not much is being said about that as a way to mitigate the impact of climate change. Is that part of the both short, medium, and long-term measures that can be taken?
In fact, there is a committee that was formed by the by the current government, that has to deal holistically about issues about disaster, whether it is flood-related, droughts, all kinds of disaster. Now, there are different mandates in terms of agencies. I know about maybe about the issue of a Great Green Wall project, whereby certain belts, trees are being planted to ensure that encroachment doesn't occur. Yes, planting of trees is part of what we could use to check the flood impact in an environment. So it is being looked into by this same committee, chaired by the honored office of the Vice President, but chaired by the Governor of Kogi State.
Fantastic. Clement, DG Nigeria Hydrological Services, thank you as always for coming on News Now.